Alright, what is going on, guys? 5L's back again, coming into the showcase on a max Transcended Rukia. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually a lot more impressed with this character than I thought I'd be. Primarily because we all thought that her heal was gonna be a 40-second cooldown, which, honestly, I guess we should have, quote-unquote, we should have expected that it wouldn't have gotten, quote-unquote, fixed, but it ended up getting patched in later. And a 30-second cooldown is much better than a 40-second cooldown, especially when it comes to, one, the flow of the character, and two, the type of links you're going to be running on the character. Because usually what you're going to be running is going to be strong attack recharge on these characters that have an elongated cooldown for a second or third strong attack. Like, having a 30-second cooldown instead of a 16-second cooldown is incredibly significant usually when it comes to like how the character flows and plays. And the same thing goes for characters with a elongated third strong attack. Like for those that have like was it, I think, I'm not sure if it was the trap mechanic, but there's like a 30-second cooldown third strong attack, and I forget which character had that. Either way, let's just get right into it and actually see what this character is all about, right? So going into this character, she actually has a lot going on for her, and she's actually one of the few characters that has a very strong nuke despite not having devastation and bombardment. So going into her innate skills, we have Sprinter +1, we have Medic, we have Havoc 20%, we have Freeze immunity, which is really good. Unfortunately, she didn't get Burn immunity, which would have made her really good for guild quests, but I think that, like, she has an Arankar killer, so if you're running 7th anniversary Ichigo with the status ailment shared immunity, then you don't really need it. Honestly, like, just stay in the, just make sure you stay in the puddle. For the skills, we have Power Attribute Strong Attack Recharge 20%, which is awesome, considering her first, second, and third strong attack are going to benefit greatly from that, as well as your party. Increased strong attack damage, so we have Berserker 20% from the... Actually, we can take this off. Nah, that's actually, yeah, that's better. I keep thinking of guild quest now. It's really messing with me, to be honest, like mentally, when it comes to like the accessories I'm using. Reduce strong attack cooldown 48%, which means that our cooldown for our second strong attack, instead of 30 seconds, it's gonna be reduced to roughly 16 and a half seconds. Full stamina damage boost 102%. We are getting the full stamina damage boost from the links. We have weakened defense here, so she's gonna nuke even harder. Now this character has Rampage, and I think that this really makes up for the fact that she doesn't have devastation or bombardment. Even though she's not gonna have the amount of hits a bombardment would have, the Rampage means that she's still dealing significant damage. And then on top of that, we have the damage to frozen enemies 40%, which scales incredibly well with all that. And she has Spiritual Pressure boost 80%. She has a lot going on. So going into the utility skills, right? Sprinter, Medic, Freeze immunity, Power Attribute, Strong Attack, Recharge for your whole squad between rooms. We have a Strong Attack cooldown of 12% built into the character. Full Stamina Damage boost 45% built into the character. Rampage, we have Havoc 20%, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, increased status element chance against tech attribute enemies, which is awesome with the damage to frozen enemies 40%. Weaken defense to help the entire squad. We have Sharpshooter, and then which is Nullify Guard Break Guard Break and Nullify Range Resistance, which is funny because her second strong attack is a melee attack. Keep that in mind. And then we also have a healer, so her heal will heal more. Going into the damage stuff, we have Status Element Spiritual Pressure boost 80%, Frenzy +2, not Frenzy +1, which is awesome. And then we have damage to frozen enemies 40%, along with the Rampage and the full stamina damage boost. Like, she has insane amounts of damage. So without further ado, let's just take her into IT co-op and see what she can do there. Since she has the increased status ailment chance, I think she should perform swimmingly there. Do you have her set up for me already? Oh, dear God. Okay, cool. A fun fact, JP servers don't have the crappy lag that we do whenever we're trying to do runs. It's kind of pathetic, to be honest. You'd think that a company that charges $80 for like 2 fucking multis would be able to afford that, but hey, here we are in 2020, almost 2024. Alright. Now her first strong attack, I do find it a little odd, but when I realized that she has Frenzy +2 along with the increased status element chance, this means that this character 100% procs her like spiritual pressure boost. Like, I want to say, it's not 100%, it's like 95% chance. Like, there's sometimes you'll roll a critical fail, but hey, for the most part, she's pretty good. 114,000. Yo, Yumichika, go sit your ass in the back, please. Thank you. Actually, you know what? Yumichika, go suicide, bro. Did I just accidentally die? Whatever. Melee attack. It's so weird, bro. So 15,000 when we don't have a status element on the enemy. Should freeze. I have to be careful. She's gonna one-shot it. Look at this. Boom. $50,000. Keep in mind that the first strong attack hits like. I actually don't even know how many times it hits. I'm gonna have to look that up, funnily enough. Give me one second. I'm actually gonna look that up right now. Alright, so it has 18 hits on it, right? So the chances of you actually proccing the freeze is what, like 18 times like 6? Ah, whatever. Oh, I completely forgot this was IT, and then I saw a boss, and my brain just melted, bro. Oh my lord. Do we lose Rampage when we die and revive? It doesn't look like it. Nah, we don't lose you don't lose Rampage on revivals. Oh, that's actually really good to know. You definitely lose your boost on revival. Alright, so what I want to test. Nah, you know what? We'll test it in the IZ portion. It'll be a lot easier to test there. Now she should burst through to at least the last wave. Really? Okay. Wow. That's really good. I get that she has the damage to push, but being able to kill upon the first hit without the support of weakened defense and the damage to frozen enemies, that's really strong. I'm not gonna lie, that's really strong. You know what's funny? Yumichika a gatekeeper, bro. My man like disowned Giselle. Oh man, I can't. Alright, so we're gonna take her to IT co-op again. What I want to do this time is like straight up just kind of bury the enemies and see how fast we can like relatively clear. I would like to get like with Longstride, this character I feel like would be hella crazy. Oh nice, Yumichika helped out a little bit. He's actually gonna heal us also, which is pretty interesting. Should be able to hit there. This should hit. Ah, nice, Yumichika coming in the clutch. That's okay. We'll heal this up. Imagine if this girl got freeze and drain. That'd be wild. No way. There was an enemy there. I really hate the spawns in IT, bro. Caleb or Ops? Does Yumichika trigger? Yumichika triggers? That's crazy. Now I popped my second strong attack before we left because with her strong attack cooldown, like she's just crazy, bro. Now let's pop this real quick. Like with her strong attack recharge, we have a 16-second cooldown on the second. But with her strong attack recharge skill, it goes down to 9. Nuts. This should finish it. Yeah. Alright, so let's take her into actual single player IZ and see exactly what this character can do. Like, in a setting where you don't have to worry about Pierce Iron Skin or anything like that. I feel like Iron Skin is kind of annoying. I feel like they should have just gave the enemies a lot more health. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks like that, but like My issue is that a lot of the characters that don't have status elements are usually pretty trash now. That's to say, if they don't have the plus 100% damage if they're not afflicted by a status element. Which, if you think about it, like Caleb essentially said, this character deals twice the damage because we couldn't properly like balance damage. I don't know, maybe I give Caleb too much crap, to be honest. But they did give us one less move source this year, and I don't think that 4 move sources a year was enough, and now they're changing it to 3. Just my little cup of tea, you know what I'm saying? 44,000, it's not bad. 24k, 58k. Now, as you see, the rampage is kicking in. 31k, boom. All right, 70k. Let's just take that damage off rip, right? So if we take the 70,000, multiply this by, that was the 3rd strong attack. Am I tripping? Yeah, it was the 3rd strong attack. So if we take the 70,000, multiply this by, 3rd strong attacks are usually 8 hits, so it should be 12. And then we multiply this by 1.6 for killer, 1.3 million on a 3rd strong attack, assuming that we don't freeze the enemy at all. $40,000, that's without spiritual pressure boost. There we go. He is not frozen. 30.1k. Right. So let's take that 31,000, multiplies by 1.6 for killer. Then we're gonna multiply this by, how many hits was it? It was 15, because it's 3 hits for the explosion, 15 hits, and 12 hits for the 15, 18, 5, 6 hits times, oh, it's 18 hits, excuse me. So times 18, so it hits 3 times for the actual explosion at the end, but it hits 15 times for the vacuum. And that will lead you to hit for almost 900k, assuming that you do not freeze the enemy and you have a high chance to freeze the enemy. Like, let's assume that 9 hits go off, which is very, very likely to proc the freeze. Let's do 31,000 times 9 times 1.6 for killer. And then let's do 31,000 multiplied by 1.4 for the freeze times 9 times 1.6 for killer. Like, assuming that you freeze the enemy after 9 hits, if you freeze the enemy off rip, it's GG. Like, that enemy's getting clapped. So 1 mil, and if the enemy was already frozen, times 1.6 for killer, times 1.4 for freeze, times the full 18 hits, 1.2 million off of a 1st strong attack. 1st strong attack, not 3rd strong attack or 2nd strong attack, 1st strong attack. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get the spiritual pressure off, so I'm gonna try to get the spiritual pressure. The problem is, like, I gotta wait for him to unfreeze so that I could, like, actually soul bomb him, though. Otherwise, yeah, there we go. Otherwise, we're getting the damage to frozen enemies off rip, and I kind of want the initial damage. Assuming that the boss is not frozen, right? 367,889. Let's round it up to 8. Alright, so if we take, let me full clear. I always hate having to, like, clear multiple times before it counts. Let's just do times 1. Okay, so she hits 4 times with her soul bomb. She doesn't have bombardment. We're gonna multiply this by 1.4 for the freeze. Oh, whoa. Divided by 1.4. Multiplies by 1.6. Let's assume we had killer, right? Let's just pretend that Holified Ichigo was Ulquiorra. Alright, so 588,800 multiplies by 1.4 for the freeze, times 1.3 for the weakened defense, times 1. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I was doing 1.6 because we didn't have killer, but we already added the killer. Alright, so let's just do ×1. That'll keep it simple. So we're hitting for 1 million per hit. So, oh right, I was supposed to multiply by 3. So then it's 3.2 million for the subsequent hits. And we didn't calculate in the initial hit. We only calculated it. The 3.2 million is just the subsequent hits of the soul bomb. And you see here that even without bombardment, we're still hitting for like 3.8 million, which is really, really good. Because like if we just take a character that has like if we just take Rukia, right? We get the times 1.4. Let's base damage, right? Times 2 for Rampage. And full standard damage boost, spiritual pressure boost. Spiritual pressure boost is like times 1.7. So she starts with like a multiplier of like 340, whereas let's say like a character that just has devastation 40%. Screw devastation 40%. Let's do bombardment, right? Let's assume that the character has like weaken times 1.5 times weaken defense times 7. Plus 100. Let's just assume that the character has bombardment, weakening, and weakened defense. They're gonna deal like 1465. I'm not taking into account like Yamamoto or Ulquiorra because those characters, like their nukes are just absolutely crazy and they're specifically designed for nukes. But like this Rukia also has Frenzy +2. She has Frenzy +2 and increased status element. Oh my god. Okay. And let's just take the Rukia, right? So her base is like 340. And then you want to multiply in the like times 1.4 for the damage to frozen enemies, times 1.3 for the weakened defense. And then you multiply this by 3 plus the initial 340. Because she has a lot of her damage up front, which I think is really, 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 really good. And the fact that she also has a team heal along with the strong attack recharge means that you're probably keeping your heal for the majority. You're keeping your full stamp for like the majority of the fight. And even if you don't, if you choose to just like sit and wait a little bit, you'll get it. And if you make sure to pop your second strong attack right before you transfer to another room, that cooldown goes from 30 seconds to 16 seconds from your strong attack recharge to 9 seconds from the strong attack recharge 20%. And that's huge. So yeah, I mean, I personally think that this Rukia is pretty nuts. I do think that she has a unique playstyle where if you like it, you're gonna really like her. And if you don't like it, there's not really much saying... There's not really much I can do to change your mind, to be honest, nor do I want to, because in my opinion, in this game, as long as the character, in my opinion, is good, not like the character is good in my opinion, I'm saying, in my opinion, if the character is good and can appeal to players, I think that KLab did a good job. And I genuinely believe that Rukia, I think they did a really good job with Rukia. She's fun to play for me personally. I think she's fun to play. She's really strong. And I feel like she does what she needs to do, and I think that Rampage saves her. I really do believe if she did not get Rampage, she would not be anywhere near as fun to play, because you... Actually, you know, I feel like even without Rampage, I feel like she'd be fun to play. The fact that they gave her Frenzy +2 increased status element chance alone, I think is enough. The fact that they gave her damage to frozen enemies Rampage is kind of like overkill in a good way. It's like an anniversary character, to be honest. Like maybe she's not as like broken as Ichigo, because if she had a second status element. All right, anyways, I'm done gushing over this character. I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys, grind on, catch up, people, stay blessed. Shout out to my boy Saber for letting me do this showcase, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.